Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You are tuned in with Cindy, and today John is with me. So this is my husband John, for those of you who don't know him. And in the past, we did a video where we talked about our first date. And so this video is going to be a continuation on that. This is actually our real first date. So
second date.
Okay, this is our second date video.
Food date.
Our food date. Our actual date, just us together. How about that?
Sure.
Okay, so this is our first date together, just us, and so we're gonna talk a little bit about it. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, you can go back and watch it. I'll attach it up here, and you guys are one place anywhere.
Literally somewhere.
And you guys can go back and watch it.
So in the last video, I bet Cindy food, which you need to know your target. This girl likes food.
I do.
So I bet her food to get her to go to a barn dance, and I said, if you love it, then I will cook you dinner. But if you hate the barn dance, then I will buy you dinner.
And I was not excited about barn dances, y'all. Like, it did not sound like a good time.
Y'all? It sounds like you would like go to a barn dance with your y'all. But anyway, she likes food. And so that's what she heard. She heard food. And she was like, either way I win. And for me, I was like, either way, I get another date.
Well, I was kind of interested in him too at the point.
It was most of the food, wasn't it?
It was you too.
So that was my plan. Even if the barn situation was a total disaster, I still had like something planned. And she was excited about the food. So
barn dance went well, so I won the dinner.
They have to go watch the other thing.
Oh, okay. Well, watch the video and then you'll find out that I ended up going to his house.
She was like, it's great. You need to cook me food.
Yep.
I said, you're on. So the house didn't have a table to eat off of, because I was a bachelor. And while my brother was staying with me that summer, we're dudes. We don't care. We'll eat off the floor. Okay, probably not the floor, but we'll sit on the floor and eat. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
We had no dining table.
We had no dining table. I had a plastic table that I had gotten from Sam's. I still have that table. It's the one that folds in half, and you pop out the legs. It was at an awkward height. But again, we're dudes, so we didn't care. I was like, this girl's gonna come over and she's gonna think that I'm a joke because I have no table and I have folding chairs.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought that, but I wouldn't like really.
She might have. I felt like that wasn't really a vibe. Like you sit down at like the couch.
It's not a vibe.
Stare at the wall and
we could have eaten the food at the couch. We could have eaten at the couch, but I'm glad that he ended up getting a table. So
would have made me look like a clown. So I made a table, and I made a table that folded up into the wall, and then I covered it because the table was just made out of plywood. It was not cute by any means, and it just folded up into the wall, and I threw a tablecloth over it. Later, I went back and I put a butcher block top on it. So if you see the videos of our yellow kitchen with that butcher block top,
all the yellowness of the kitchen.
Right, that was put on top of the plywood that was my folding table. And she had no idea. She had no idea that the day...
I came in and I was like, oh, okay, small table, but cool.
Yeah, I think you came over on a Monday, and I like that Sunday, like the day before we built the table.
Yeah. You said you had just finished it like...
Yeah.
Before I got there though?
I think I finished it like the day before, and then I had to install it day of kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and then make dinner. Which means, and I had to go to work, and so I was a little bit behind on dinner preparations of where I wanted to be. So when she showed up, I had I didn't have the full meal,
he had just started cooking when I showed up.
Entree showed up.
So I came over.
Hold on. I had dessert done.
He did have dessert done, which
and
you
I had
did before, right?
And I had an appetizer.
He had an appetizer, so he had hummus and pita chips. Which, when you're hungry like I was, it's the most delicious thing ever.
They're pretty delicious.
They're actually really good, but they were like 10 times better because they were so good. I was hungry.
You were so hungry.
Yes.
So you ate all of them.
I did, and he had just started cooking. I was like, okay, that's great, thanks. I'm excited for your food.
Yeah, but you showed up with a bottle of wine.
I did. So I thought, housewarming gift. Let me give this man something. What should I give him? I was like, a bottle of wine. I brought it in, and he's just like,
thanks.
John doesn't drink.
Almost ever.
So it was a little bit like, he was nice and appreciative, and I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
But I think I found out like 2 weeks later that he didn't drink, and I was like, yeah, that was an awkward gift to give. So,
yep.
Anyways, always kind of know what the person might like before you bring them something if you can. So
or just bring a bottle of wine. Can't go wrong.
Or water. Anyways, so I was excited.
A bottle of water. I got you a gallon.
I was excited to see him. I had gotten all cute, and I was just like kind of nervous. But I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it'll be fine, I think.
I'll be fine, probably.
He'll hate me.
I'll go to this stranger's house. So anyhow, so she had pita chips and hummus and probably ate all of it.
I did.
And it was one of those Sam's Club hummus things.
It was huge.
It was quite large.
Then I figured out what he was making. So he was making this Indian dish called muta curry. I had never heard about it before.
I thought it was an unusual dish that you've never had one of before. So instead of being like, well, apparently he's bad at making beef stew, I figured I would go with something a little bit different that you wouldn't expect that I would make, something you've never had before, and something with a little bit of spice to it.
It was spicy. It's like an egg dish with a lot of Indian flavors. So I liked it. It was actually good. I was like, okay.
Delicious.
It was good. And he made it with this thing called paratha, which is kind of like a naan bread, but a little different. Like similar.
It's pretty different.
It's like flaky.
It's
flakier.
flaky.
Anyways,
Yeah.
It was so good. That was my favorite part, to be honest. I was like, I don't know what this man got, but this thing is good. So I was very excited about that.
I had tried to make it like from scratch, and it did not turn out. So I got you can get them pre-made but frozen, and I had found that at a local Indian grocery store. So I just pulled them out and like cooked them on the pan, and it's very flaky, very good. Goes with the dish really well.
Yeah. But rewind real quick. The biggest thing I liked, was the fact that he knew how to cook. All the men that I knew growing up did not know how to cook. So when he was like, "I'll make you some food," I was like, "This man can make food." Like that was already like an impressive thing about him. So I was like, "I like this man."
Did you think you were gonna show up and I was gonna like hand you a peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah,
and
I
some
didn't know.
bread?
I was like, "Is he gonna make me some Kraft macaroni? Like, what's this man gonna make me?" I was a little bit concerned. I'm not gonna lie. But when he made it, I was like, "Okay, this is a dish that I can go with."
I set the hook and reeled her in.
Yeah, no, he did a good job. And then he had dessert. I'm like, you got a whole 3-course meal. You got me some paratha with the pita chips, everything.
The pita chips first. Yeah, we skipped across several different genres of food, I guess. Because we started off with a hummus and pita chips, which is more
Greekish or Mediterranean.
Mediterranean-ish, Middle Eastern. Then we went to India, and then we had cheesecake, which
I don't know where cheesecake originated, but
I don't know who made it first.
But it was a good idea. It was so good. He had
My
served
cheesecakes
it.
are fantastic.
Yeah, it was definitely like the icing.
I like plated it up with strawberries and chocolate, and she didn't even want any of that. She was just like, "I'll just have the cheesecake."
It was literally perfect by itself, which I told him was a compliment because if you don't have to add anything, that means you did a good job. Usually you cover things up when it's not that good.
That's what we'll go with.
Yeah. So anyways, he made me dessert. I was like, okay, this man's made me 3 different things. Well, the first one was not really made, but it was.
Yeah, the hummus I just.
Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, he's a keeper. Well, in my head I was.
That's how I stole her heart with food.
And then
I figured that was a good plan.
Yeah, no, he did a good job. And then we spent like another hour to 2 hours talking. Got to know him more, looked into those blue eyes of his, captured me with his...
Across from my table that I just made.
Captured me with the blue eyes, got to know him. But yeah, it was a good time. And you had your brother living with you at the time, right?
Yeah, he was working there and staying with me for that summer. So he had gone off to hang out with somebody else.
You're like, I got a date. Can
you kick rocks, bro? And he was like, no problem, I got you. So he came back. He like texted me before he headed back. But anyway, so yeah, we hung out. We talked for a while. And then she was coming up with a plan of how she was going to make me some food.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, we hung out today. I need to, invite him over to my house now, or apartment at the time.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm going to make him a dish.
But that's another story for another time. That's another
story. So
we'll probably make that in about 2 years.
No, that'll be the next story time we have probably.
Maybe, potentially.
Yeah. So that one went well. It's a series of dates that led to our engagement, pretty much.
That's often how that works.
And then it wasn't like, anyways, we dated for a year, got married, here we are. So that's our story.
Spoiler alert. You want to have something to keep them coming. You just told them the whole story. They're not going to come back.
Oh, excuse me. So I won't tell them that part.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed that story time. John and I have a lot of different adventures together. So if you guys enjoy these type of videos, give it a thumbs up and subscribe below. And yeah, we will both see you in another video. Bye.